Edinburgh, Scotland is unreal. Its beauty could rival Oxford's. I felt like I had time traveled, like I was wandering through a fairy tale. I kept saying to myself, how does this place exist? This city is the stuff dreams are made of. There are just layers of it. It exists on multiple levels, with the coast, the mountains, the parks, the medieval monuments and neighborhoods mixed with modernity. Vámonos, timid investors. To Edinburgh we go. Okay, so we're on the train in Edinburgh on our way to London. We had about 2 days in Edinburgh and we got to see the castle. Okay, a quick aside about the castle. You can see the castle as soon as the train stops on the main street right in the beginning of downtown. It's a major focal point in the city. It is one of the oldest castles in Europe, dating back to the reign of David I in the 12th century. And the site continued to be a royal residence until 1633. It's a World Heritage Site. The cost to enter was £15.50 or $21 and included entry to the National War Museum. Some people say buying tickets in advance online is a must, but we were able to buy our tickets on site right before we entered without a problem. Okay, next topic. And Calton Hill, which has an amazing lookout, sweeping landscapes of Edinburgh. Also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a little bit of a hike just beyond the east end of Princess Street, but it's worth it for the views. You can get some incredible photos from up here. I kept calling it Edinburgh's Acropolis. There are so many monuments up there. The headquarters of the Scottish Government and St. Andrew's House are up there, as is the National Monument, the Nelson Monument, the Dougald Stewart Monument, the Old Royal High School, the Robert Burns Monument, the Political Martyrs Monument, and the City Observatory. We were obsessed with the tower and this Parthenon Greek-looking ruins thing. We kept climbing up it and hanging out up there. We got to do Greyfriars Ghosts and Gore tour. We were hoping for the graveyard tour. Same price, £18 per person, but there's a whole city underneath Edinburgh. It's a city built on top of a city, so we would have been able to go into the caves and to see that all those ruins and stuff. So that would have been amazing. There is a whole old town over by the castle. It's preserved much of its medieval street plan and buildings. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's just awe-inspiring. And we missed the Elephant House Cafe, which is where J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter. So we'll have to come back. We really wanted to check out Dean Village, a 12th century village on the river that's really peaceful with awesome architecture. But I ran around Edinburgh and I got to run along a river and on all these paths, dirt paths. There's just a bunch of parks. And a quick word about the parks. This is Princess Street Garden, and as you can see, there was a lot going on when we were there. This is a great place to have a picnic, look at the fountains and sculptures, have an ice cream or a snack at the little stalls and terraces. I mean, the river was more of a creek. It was really peaceful. I'm trying to explain here that I went to this village called Stockbridge. The food in Edinburgh was hit or miss. We really loved the restaurant Wings, which was kind of a basement restaurant with pop culture icons such as video game themes, graffiti, Jurassic Park murals, Star Wars art, but the food was delicious and cheap. We also loved Cairngorm Coffee. It's a breakfast place for coffee and pastries. We had an amazing banana loaf bread mixed with chocolate swirls and a flat white.
We went to Panda and Son Speakeasy last night.
It has a barbershop storefront. We got lucky because we didn't have a reservation, but someone had just canceled theirs, so a table opened up right as we arrived.
If you don't have a reservation, there's a pretty good chance you won't get in.
A lot of places weren't serving dinner after 9 p.m., like Coldtown House.
We spent probably 2 or 3 hours exploring the castle. There are a lot of museums up there. And brought castle whiskey, which only get it there. I actually learned that it was Castle Scotch, and Scotch can only be made in Scotland. It's sort of like champagne. It's only kind of champagne made in France, and Cava's from Catalonia. Prosecco's from Italy, like Scotch is from Scotland. So that's pretty cool.
The tickets for the train for the 3 of us were about
$250.
and it's a 4.5-hour train ride to London. We couldn't get our seats together. You have anything to add, Chris?
Yeah, the architecture really struck me, especially this Gothic church with a red door, except it's apparently not a church. It's actually a public arts and events building. It's located at the top of the Royal Mile. It's the highest point in central Edinburgh. It looks like a church because it was originally designed as a meeting hall for the General Assembly of the Church of Scotland. Today, it's the home of Edinburgh International Festival and is used as a ticket office, information center, and performance venue.